All right, hey, what's up guys? It's Roy here. And with this video, I'm gonna be talking about the pricing and promotions that T-Mobile has right now for pre-orders on the brand new Samsung Galaxy S22, S22 Plus, and the S22 Ultra. So with the pricing and everything being known today with the Samsung event, obviously everyone is doing their pre-orders now. So if you want to take advantage of some really awesome trade-in values and some really cool little upgrades that T-Mobile is throwing at people, then definitely watch this video. I'm going to go over it all with you right now. So first thing, let's talk about prices. So prices with the S22, you're looking at $799. For the S22 Plus, you're looking at $999. And for the S22 Ultra, you're looking at $1199. So that is for their kind of base models of 128 gigs. So across the board, that's what you're looking at. Now, the big kind of exclamation point for T-Mobile right now, if you are someone that likes more memory, is they're doing a special for pre-orders where they're doing the whole memory or upgrade on memory on us thing, where if you pick the 256 gig version, then you're actually only paying the 128 gig price. So for me, for example, I ordered the S22 today, and so it's $799 for the 128 gig or $799 for the 256 gig. Not bad. And that's the same thing with the S22 Plus, since there's only two versions with that. But with the S22 Ultra, there is the difference because there is that 512 gig version. So for the 256 or the 128, you're only paying $1199. But if you jump up to the 512 gig version, then you're spending $1299. So it's $100 more, but that's up to you if you need more than 256 gigs. Now, one thing to point out with these pre-orders is you can do them on your app, or you can go online and do it by yourself and log into your account. But if you do call customer service or go into a T-Mobile store, they can charge you a $30 service fee, which a lot of times if you ask them nice, they usually will waive it. But just something to point out, if you do happen to notice that $30 fee, even if you did it and then you forgot to ask, a lot of times you can call back at customer service and they're pretty cool. I mean, I've gotten a lot of kind of credits to my account for just random things. So they might hook you up still regardless. And just another thing, shipping obviously is something that you can also ask if you do want to see if they might throw you some discounts. Like I got 2-day shipping for free instead of having to pay the upcharge. So once again, you don't know if you don't ask. So definitely make sure to ask, because all the worst they're going to say is no. So definitely ask. So now let's go ahead and talk about what the normal prices are on the EIP for 24 months if you do not have a trade-in. So I'm going to use my phone here. I have my S21. I got my T-Mobile app open. So let's look at the prices real quick and see what we have when it comes to the monthly payments without a trade-in. So for the S22, we're looking at $33.34 a month for 24 months. S22 Plus, we're at $41.67. And the S22 Ultra, we're at an even $50 for 24 months. So that's just straight up, if you go and you just want to pre-order with no trade-in, that's what you're going to be looking at monthly. And of course, the only thing that you would have to pay up front for well-qualified buyers is just the taxes and that service fee, once again, if you don't get them to waive it. And then, yeah, but if you're not well qualified, then they'll tell you what kind of down payment you have to put down. So that's just kind of depending on your credit and all that. So when the trade-ins come into play, that's where it gets pretty dang exciting to talk about, because they're actually throwing out some ridiculous trade-in values like they've always done when it comes to these new phones that are released. Like I got on my S21, I got a hell of a deal when I got this, and I got this for free basically. And so that's what happened with my S22 as well. So the big kind of asterisk with this is the Magenta Max users are the ones that are going to be able to take advantage of this the most. So if you're a Magenta Max user, or you're contemplating about doing it and you decide to change your plan to Magenta Max, like I did, I had an old retired plan and ended up just go ahead and doing that, is you're going to be able to take advantage of some crazy offers on trade-ins. But don't worry, if you have a retired plan or an older plan that isn't Magenta Max, then there is something for you that I will talk about as well. So for trade-ins on Magenta Max users, you can basically get up to $1,000 off with a good conditioned, well-working smartphone that you own. It's paid off, there's no balance, anything like that. So a range from 400 to 1,000 depending on what phone you have. So I'm going to talk about some of them here around me. I'm going to kind of put them up in the video so that way I'm not having to sit here and just stare at my phone the whole time and just read it off. But for example, for $1,000 off, if you have a Samsung device that is an S21 Plus or Ultra, a S20 Plus or Ultra, Galaxy Note 20 or 20 Ultra, the Note 10, the Note 10 Plus, or the Note 10 Lite, the Z Flip 3, Z Fold 3, Z Fold 2, Z Fold, and the Z Flip. So all those, if you have them, they're not broken screens, anything crazy like that, trade it in, $1,000 off. Apple, 11 Pro, 11 Pro Max, 12 Pro and 12 Pro Max, 13 Pro and 13 Pro Max. So as you can see here, the trend is the newer devices. So even if you went online and bought like an 11 Pro, you might be able to find one used for like 400 bucks and you turn around and trade it in and get $1,000 off. So just something to think about. Now 800 bucks off. There's a few different phones. I'm not going to go through them all crazy. Like I said, I'll kind of put it up here. But for Apple, you're looking at the iPhone X, XR, XS, XS Max, 11, 12, 12 mini, and 13, 13 mini. Samsung, you're looking at the S21, the S20, S20 FE, the S10, S10e, S10 Plus, and the S10 5G. And then Note 9 and Note 8. So I actually found a Note 8 for 130 bucks, traded it in, $800 off, boom. OnePlus, you're looking at all the way from a 9 Pro all the way down to a 8. So anywhere in that range, $800 off. Pixel 6 and 6 Pro and Pixel 5, $800 off. And the LG Wing, which if you can find one of those used, you can probably for 300 bucks or something, 800 bucks off. And the Moto Razr 4G and Razr 5G. So once again, now 400 bucks off, there's a ton, especially for Samsung. I'm definitely not going to go through all them, but for Apple, it's just a handful. So you're looking at the 6 or 6 Plus, the 6S or 6S Plus, the 7 or 7 Plus, 8 or 8 Plus, and the SE number 2, so the newer version. For Samsung, it's a lot. A lot of the A models, right? The A52s, the A52 5G, the A32s, all those. But then the S7, S7 Edge, and Active, and Edge Duo, and the Galaxy S8, S8 Plus, S8 Active. It's just a bunch of Samsungs. And then OnePlus, you can even trade in like the NT 5G or N100 or 7T Pro all the way down to the 7 Pro. And then Pixel, basically from the Pixel 3 all the way up to the Pixel 4a 5G. So that's XLs, that's 3As, 3A XLs, anything in between. Those are all $400 off, which is not bad, guys, because you can find a Pixel 3 or 3A for literally like $150 and trade it in, and boom, you're getting 400 bucks off. But I will recommend to people, you can probably find these older Samsungs a lot cheaper, or at least more realistic around the $100 to $150 range. Because like I said, I got lucky on the Note 8, but you might get lucky on a Galaxy S7 if you just want 400 bucks off. And then for the LGs, you're looking at the Velvet V50 ThinQ and the V60 ThinQ. So any of those guys, 400 bucks off if you have Magenta Max. And so like I said, on all those, that's with Magenta Max. And one thing to point out is they give you fair market value up front. So for me, for example, it was like 31 bucks, which is hilarious. But you can apply that towards like another phone on your account, and like they can just take, you know, whatever that fair market value is off of like an EIP that you already have, or they can just do a bill credit. So that's what I opted into, but you have the choice of whatever you want to do. And then whatever's left, that is spread out over 24 months. So for me, it was like $769 or something like that. and then that was spread out over 24 months. So realistically, I'm actually paying like a $2 or $1.50, something like that a month for the S22 256 gig that I went with. So, but like I said, that was because I only got an $800 value for trade-in. But if I would have gotten more, you know, with like an iPhone 13 Pro or something like that, if I traded that in, then obviously I would have gotten some money back as far as bill credits once again on that. So now for the people that don't have Magenta Max, don't worry guys, there is something for you. You can get up to $500 off with a trade-in if you have an old retired plan or just not Magenta Max in general. And so with this is for people that are already existing customers, or if you're thinking about going to T-Mobile and not getting Magenta Max, you can take advantage of these. And so for the $500 off, if you have a Samsung, basically S21 Plus or Ultra, the S20 Plus or Ultra, so all the high-end ones, again, basically, you can get get $500 off if you trade that in and don't have Magenta Max. And the same for the Apple products, so all the way from 11 Pro to 13 Pro Max, and then $400 off for all the same ones. Once again, that was $800 off. Now you can get $400 at least, and then up to $200 off if you wanted to trade in any of those ones that were the $400 off for Magenta Max. So it's basically splitting them in half. So whatever the $1,000 tier was for Magenta Max, those are $500 without Magenta Max, and so on and so forth. So you can do the math there. But like I said, guys, be smart about it. If you find something super cheap on like Facebook Marketplace or OfferUp or 5 Miles or Mercari or wherever online, you can find deals on phones and literally turn around and make those work for you as far as trade-in values, where you can get the best new phone out there and also not have to really spend much at all out of pocket to be able to take advantage of that. And so, yeah, so with the pre-orders, obviously they're going on. I expect to get the phone. It says the estimated arrival around February 25th. If T-Mobile does what they usually do, I get really lucky and it comes usually like a day or two early. So I'm really hoping that happens, because as soon as I get it, guys, jumping on this desk behind me and literally gonna do my unboxing and first impressions of the phone and let you know what I think about it. But I went with the Phantom Black S22. So you let me know down in the comments, which color are you going with? Which version are you going with? Are you going with the S22, taking advantage of that smaller form factor? Or are you gonna go to that big boy phone, the S22 Ultra, and spend the big boy bucks, but get literally probably the best Android phone ever made, probably, for all I know. At least that's what a lot of people are saying. They're really loving this new phone. But let me know, what color are you doing a trade-in? Let me know what you're thinking down below. And once again, guys, if you have not subscribed already, please subscribe. I will be doing a ton of S22 phone case reviews. I'm gonna do a review of the S22. I'm really gonna try to step up my stuff for 2022. And I think it's all gonna start with the Samsung Galaxy S22. So yeah, so hit that like button if you liked the video. If you loved it, please subscribe and ring that notification bell for up-to-date content. So be safe, God bless. I'll see you on the next one.